here's the value for you guys about, like, let's say the power of consistency, the power of us saying what we're saying is that you literally just have to keep going on the days you don't want to, because the days you do want to will come. It's just that simple, but you can't get there until you go through these certain periods. Yes, everybody, welcome back to another Speak Your Sauce video. It's your boy Bungs.
And the Shay Ventures.
Yes, sir, skis. Yeah, man, vibes are good. The mood is
It's bank holiday weekend
right now, but they're not going to see it for a couple weeks.
I hope you lot enjoyed your Easter bank holiday weekend, because it's 4 days of this pure sun.
It's sun shining. We got what, 19 degrees, 17 degrees, no breeze
skies.
And everything there. You know what I'm saying? Zoom in on that. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Clear skies, yeah.
It's a vibe. But what I wanted to talk about, it's a little bit of a positive one. It's a little bit of a fun one. It's not that fun. It's a little fun.
Yeah.
So quick context. So usually what we do is I usually like to talk about myself when shit is going left, when, you know, the house is burning down, X, Y, Z, rat-tat-tat. But today I wanted to talk about more on the positive sides, on when things are on the up. But then to tie into that, somebody also, one of the fans actually replied to our Insta, and they wanted to talk about the power of self-discipline and restraint. So essentially what I wanted to kind of connect the two to
how
talk
you
about.
got here,
Exactly.
through the self-discipline and
There
restraint.
you go. How I got here, and like, you know how we talk about, you know, you have to be disciplined. Discipline is key, rah, 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 motivation, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Yeah, cool, we're saying this is why you need to do it. But then on the flip side is we're showing you the reality of when you do what we say we do, this is what happens. This is the outcome. This is the result.
I think that's the really cool thing about where we're at right now. Like everything that we say, we're saying that coming out the other end of having been through it. I think that's the cool thing. You know, before, we would have been talking on what we feel like the right thing to do is. And then this is where we will hopefully be if we do it. Every majority, I think like 90% of what we say, because we say a lot of it, a lot of what we say, we're saying it on the back end. So even the uni stuff, like we finished uni, now we're here. Like the discipline and all that stuff. We've done it, now we're here.
Now we're here. The habits. We had the habit series literally at the start of the year, January. And now it's like, okay, cool. We're in April now. What habits did we talk about? Have we made them? Have we kept them? Have we stayed consistent? And how is it transpiring? How is it?
Do you remember any of the things that we would have said in January?
When it came to January, it was more about kind of what to do to kind of make a habit attractive and X, Y, and Z. So obviously doing kind of the habit tracker. So looking at what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, what's positive and what's negative, and trying to remove the negative and trying to do the positive. Also with the habits, making it as easy as possible and making it as attractive to you. So for example, if your habit is trying to cook, it's not about, okay, when I get home, I'm going to make this. It's about before you leave for work in the morning, have all of the food ready for you.
Yeah, good note on that, because you know, like I am for the first, maybe no, it's not for the first time, but for the past 2 weeks, I've actually been really good on my diet.
Yeah,
like, and I'm not, because my whole thing is, I said if I can keep my diet consistent for a whole month, then I will consider start trying to fit in gym and all of that.
No
stuff.
way.
So come start getting solo dolo combolo again.
Solo dolo.
Yeah, in time for the summer.
Yes,
but I said in order for me to do it, I need to keep my diet consistent, because that's the hardest thing for me. And yeah, it's actually going well. It's that whole thing of being disciplined. Every other day, I have to make my meals for 2 days. Yeah, I've got to eat the same thing sometimes, but it's got to be done.
Yeah,
and it's like getting into the habit of, and now as well. Thankfully, I'm in a position where I don't ever need to feel hungry. Like if I feel hungry, I can go and get food. Yeah, if I'm not gonna make food, I can go and buy food. Like, but that's thanks to all of the discipline and all that stuff to get here today.
Brother, it's crazy to see. Like, just want to piggyback off that. Like, for example, something that happened to me, let's say last year, summer last year, you know, when we were in Canary Wharf, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to be consistent with the gym, blah, blah, blah. But I was kind of staying in Canary Wharf, I was staying in Luton, I was traveling for work, I was in Harrow in the hotel for like a couple of weeks, right? And kind of my excuse every time I was trying to go gym, I was like, no, I'm in a different location, so I can't go gym, and I'm in a different location, I can't go gym, right? But then obviously in August, I started going gym, I started being consistent 5 days a week, blah, 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 blah. And I felt like all of that has been leading up to where I am today. So obviously recently, I'd say in the last 3 weeks, I've been doing a lot of commuting from Luton to London to go to work. But then I moved from Luton to London to then go to work from London to London, right?
Yeah.
all within that, I've still maintained that going to the gym 4 to 5 days in a row. The reason why that is because now gym is literally injected in my veins. Where I cannot go 3 days, 2 days in a row without going gym.
It's become a habit because you've done it enough times, and then you use discipline through the hard time. Like what Scott said in the whole discipline podcast, it's just doing it while you don't want to do it until it becomes a habit.
It just naturally. So it's like everything in September, October, November, December. Yeah, I had to do obviously I had to be consistent, whatever. But that's not what it was for. It was for moments like this now, where when there's turmoil, when everything's not perfect or fantastic, but I still go to the gym. And now I'm at a point where I just love going to the gym. Like now I don't need to force myself to go to the gym. I just go because I want to go gym. I like the way I look, when I'm working out and all that stuff, but the habit is fantastic. And one of the things that I said to myself as well was, here's another big thing, was I realized that I know who I am. So what happens is that when there's a lot of movement, when I'm going from this place to this place, where my schedule goes all over the place, I tend to say, because my schedule is all over the place, it's an excuse for me to kick back. So it's like, okay, this time I'm going to be proactive. I know my schedule is going to be all over the place. So let me have a step ahead and think, okay, I'm going to be here on this day. So what's the best way for me to be able to go?
Yeah, man, you think about everything.
Plan ahead.
Bro, even like the last thing for me as well. I remember when I was talking about the whole balance on the schedule and stuff, and how it was hard, not hard, but it was just a lot doing work and doing all the editing for 2 channels and planning and all this stuff. Bro, look at this. This is this week, yeah.
Show the people.
So I don't know if you lot can see, yeah. But this is my week's plan. I've got Monday to Sunday. Every single thing is ticked. Everything is ticked. And it's like, now, it was after I had that weekend away. I don't know, like, having that refresher coming back. It's like, now I no longer find it hard to get everything done. I don't have those times in the evening where I'm like, I'm tired, I can't be bothered. Because my days have now become so habitual of I get up at 7 a.m. I get ready, I leave out, I go to work. I'm at work, I do everything I got to do, I'm focused. I leave about 8 p.m. I get home, I eat. And then even still, like, because I'm my whole meal stuff and the whole meal prep, I'm eating 1 meal at 12, 1 meal at 5. And then I get home and I have another meal. And then I get to work and I stay and I work and then I go to bed at 12. And it's like, there's no longer that, it's 9 p.m. I'm tired. I can't be bothered and all this stuff. Like, it's just getting done. Yeah. Like, it's just a habit now.
You're in that flow state.
So, yeah, man.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And obviously, this is not us saying that, look, everything's going to be perfect. Everything's always going to be sunshine and rainbows. Because you guys have seen the down days, right? You've seen us when we are struggling, when it's like, I can't do this. I can't cope, X, Y, and Z. But the reason why we say, just keep going, just keep pushing, is that when you go through that certain phase, that certain period, and you get out the other end, these emotions here, these
look at us, is what happens. It's summertime already,
brother. That's what I'm saying.
Is it spring right now?
Yeah, it's about spring. Yeah, until like June. Yeah, around June. Then
for us, it's summer.
Summer is just 6 months of just pure nonsense. And obviously, this is not us saying that. Okay, cool. Now we've made it here. Now it's like, okay, we can relax and kick back. It just carries on. Us saying that, so now we can push even further because we've got all of this extra energy, extra invigoration, right? So I think if I'm going to tie it back in and to say, okay, here's the value for you guys about, like, let's say the power of consistency, the power of us saying what we're saying, is that you literally just have to keep going on the days you don't want to, because the days you do want to will come. It's just that simple, but you can't get there until you go through these certain periods.
Yeah, you have to get through the hard time.
Brother, I completely agree. And it's like, for me, myself, where I started off kind of the year, things started going left. I was rocky at the whole situation with work. I didn't know what I want. I didn't have purpose. Changed jobs now. Now I'm at this new role. And it's almost like now I'm seeing the world in a new phase. So when I first started Amazon, I was like, okay, cool, this is a new job. I just need to start. I'm trying to be the best in the world. I want to be the youngest ever, best ever, blah, 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 blah. I'm taking everything I've learned from that Amazon journey and kind of starting for fresh and starting in this new phase. So what I mean by this is that when I started my new job, I said, cool, what's most important for me is learning the fundamentals. Because when I was at Amazon, they didn't teach me the fundamentals. They just straight away took me to the top. So I almost felt like an expert. And then, you know, they talk about this thing called like the Dunning-Kruger effect. Essentially what it means is that when amateurs start in a new phase, a new task, new habit, new activity, they almost think, oh, this is not that hard. Actually, yeah, I can do it. And then they get this false sense of confidence.
Especially if you see good results at the beginning.
You see what I'm saying? And then now you're on the top of the world. And then you get rocked and now you're at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happened in Amazon. You know, I was babied, nothing happened, I had no responsibilities, but I didn't know that was going on. I was too busy living on top of the world. Yeah. See what I'm saying? August, September came now, and then cracks started to slowly show themselves, blah, blah, blah. December happened, January happened, X, Y, and Z. Whereas now in work, like even now at work, like I feel like I'm on top of the world, I'm doing so well. Oh, you know, first deal, which is quicker than any, but whatever. But I said, nah, I don't care about that. It's about the fundamentals. I need to understand what is the basics, master the basics.
Yeah, and just because you weren't consistent.
That's the one.
You weren't consistent because even like even with me and being in recruitment, I made my first deal after like a month of being, or 2 months or something of being there. And I think I'd done like 6 deals within a few months. And then I then after that went from November till March without doing any deals. And it's like that whole rocky, but it's just I was never sweating because I just understand that at the end of the day, it's everything that you're doing today is just it will come through later if you just stick to it, everything. And then you want to get to that stage where now you're just doing consistent deals and it's just flowing because you built everything up. So that just goes for everything. Like every single thing that anybody does is understand that even if you get mad results out of nowhere at the beginning, to not let that kind of like blow you up. Yeah.
Don't believe your own hype. That's what you
said
to
man.
me. I remember we were on the phone. You're like, "See, did you believe in your own hype?" I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, but you just gotta chill and just stay the course because you don't want overnight successes. Like you don't want it to be like boom and then sideways for time, boom. Like you just want it to just be nice
gradually. Because I feel like it's certainly long lasting as well. Because I've seen even the realities of the way, like let's say our lives. Oh, not saying that we've lived forever, whatever. Well, you have, but like even at uni where we were making large amounts of money at around first year, but it was almost by luck, right? There was no process, there was no skill to.
I don't know about you, bro. I worked.
Because the reason why I say this is that there was no process or whatever. It's because it could not be replicated to a point where it's consistent. If that makes sense. So what I mean by this, maybe you understood the process of the platform, but you didn't understand the process of yourself,
to keep it
psychology.
The psychology of it. Yeah, as a whole. Yeah,
this is my point. So what I'm saying is that once you come up here, you think, oh yeah, I put you literally just said it to me now. I don't know about you, Sia, but I put in the work, but you didn't because there was still a whole big
there was areas foundations. I learned how to because basically, long story short, I think before uni, I think a year before I started uni, I learned how to trade. I started doing Forex and that. And then I went from Forex to stocks. So I was doing that from like a year before uni into first year. So first year, I was up. And it was like...
He was up.
He was up. He was up. Bro, life was great. But my thing was that I learned how to trade and everything. I learned how to make money, but I didn't learn the psychology of managing money. So it was a thing of there was honestly days where I would have made like a couple £1,000 in like 5 minutes. Stupid stuff. This is why like uni as well. So what I'm gonna do is just go and spend it and party anyway. And then literally, so I would have done that, and then the next day I would lose the same amount of money or more, and then I make it again. Because I learned how to make money, didn't learn how to manage it. So yeah, it's just like the foundation.
This is what you see what I'm saying. So it's like it's almost when you kind of rise without understanding the foundations. As the average, you have some people that not get lucky but make it, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I'm saying for us, the average layman's term, when you rise without getting the fundamentals, once you're at the top, you don't know how to deal with it. Like you said, you didn't learn how to manage the money, and it's like the long process of going from here to the top is how you learn how to manage it once you get to the top. You see what I'm saying? And then obviously, unfortunately, if you don't know how to make it to the top, along the way to the top, then you crash and burn. Cool. But if you go from the bottom to the top, you understand the fundamentals and you get the core value. So that's why we say that, once you're success, if everybody was to lose their money in one go and everybody was to start off with the same amount of money,
same people would end up with their money.
Why is that?
because they understand the fundamentals.
There you go. So if I just rephrase that again, that example of, there's a lot, the saying that talks about how if everybody in the world was to lose their money and everybody was to start from scratch, the money would end up to the same people because they understand how to make money, how to get money.
And that's just with everything. So whether it's money, whether it's gym, health,
women,
anything,
blah, blah, blah,
it's like
marriage,
foundation.
dating, like people talk about, it's a beautiful example, lottery winners. I think it's like there's a statistic like 85% of lottery winners lose their money and end up back where they started after 2 years.
Yeah.
Plain like a beautiful
it's there for everybody to see. Like in every kind of scenario. It's the same as like the people that want to lose weight, for example. Like there's shortcuts to losing weight. It might be
diet pill.
Yeah, the diet pill or the liposuction and all this stuff.
Not eat for 10 days and eat
and all that stuff is not sustainable. It's not healthy. But now if you go about it the natural way of dieting, exercising, and you do that consistently, yes, it's super, super hard at the beginning, but you stick with it. And then after that, now you've built up that habit and now it's a lifestyle. And now it's just norms.
Yeah.
Like how many people do you know that started off like what's his name? Dylan. Yeah, Dylan. Prime example. Dylan came on the podcast and he said it himself, how he was overweight and everything that he went through, and now look at him. Like Dylan is healthy.
He swallowed Dolo.
Healthy. It's a lifestyle now.
And
it's a time.
Yeah. It's crazy to see, and I guess we live in a society and in an environment where everybody wants shortcuts, and I ain't saying I'm one better. I want that shortcut as well.
Yeah,
I want to get rich quick. It's so hard. As I say before, we see all of these gurus, we see all of these young people making money, millionaires, whatever. But for me, you just have to. At the end of the day, it's your own journey. I can't tell you that you have to listen to us and say, it's part of the process, falling out of the process, blah, blah, blah. However you want to condition it, all we can say is this is our words of warning. And we've seen it, we've done it, we've lived it. Like, we ain't even capping. And I feel like for me, it's falling in love with the process, falling in love with the grinding and the hustling and the late nights. That's the fun bit.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is that, we don't see it as the fun bit because we're so obsessed with that reward at the end that we lose sight of this journey and this process. Because imagine, I don't know how many of you have played GTA or story mode game or FIFA, right? Pro clubs. Some bits that is so fun is the actual leveling up, the developing, when you're having to grind and do the missions and do the side missions and the story mode. And then once you've completed your character, then it's like, okay, now what? Yeah. I'm a 95 rated now. Now what do? I can kill all bad guys with one slash.
To segue on from that, when you're playing like that game, it's not fun the whole way. When you have to do these little boring side missions and stuff, they're boring side missions, but you're doing it because you want to get to the end. It's the same with us. Like I say it all the time with all the stuff that we've got to do fresh. Yes, it's not fun when, for example, I've got to sit down on the laptop for hours editing subtitles onto flipping podcast TikTok. Like, it takes time, but then it is fun coming and recording the videos and being with the boys and all this stuff. Like, not everything is going to be easy, but you have to remember what you're trying to achieve at the end of it. That's the big thing. That's what it is for me. Like, I personally, I wouldn't say I enjoy the process of a lot of stuff. Damn. Like, I don't enjoy, for example, exercising. I enjoy the results I get from exercising. Okay. Like, I don't enjoy being in pain and uncomfortable and pushing. No, but I
bench press?
Nah, I enjoy it because you know what I think about how I look after it.
Okay.
Like, I think that's just how I think about stuff. I care about results. I don't really care about the process of anything. Okay. But you want to find something where the process is bearable, it's manageable. Yeah, it's manageable. And you can somewhat, like, you can get through it. Otherwise, there's no point in sticking it. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I think stick out, man. Stick out. Whatever you're gonna do, just stick out.
Yeah, it's crazy. I guess a lot of people are like, okay, then give me something that can help me be disciplined. Give me some tools. Give me some categories. And
there's no blueprint. You just have to do. It's literally that. When we done the habits podcast on breaking it down, we done the breakdown on how to go from starting with nothing to making it a habit. So I make it manageable, exercisable.
Make it attractive.
At the very end of the day, you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yes.
at the very end of the day, we're here today recording this podcast.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like even this podcast, right? Like 2 days ago, yesterday, I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to do this. I was frustrated. I was like, podcast on a Saturday on a bank holiday. Yeah. I want to do something on Friday until Sunday. And
yeah, I was gonna be out.
It's getting in the way. But then it's like, you got to do what you got to do. And on the flip side as well is I enjoy bringing value to myself, if anything, and this podcast goes a long way for myself to keep track on, okay, this was my mindset then, this is my mindset now. And doing this podcast for me forces me also to grow. I would look like such a bozo if my mindset in December is the same. Like now, my mindset now in December is exactly the same. I look like a bozo.
You're not learning.
I'm not leveling up.
Anything. Yeah.
I'm not leveling up. It forces me to be like, I have to level up at a rate much quicker than I record this content.
Yeah.
So I always have something to I always have something to be like, okay, guys, this is my mindset now. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do it. And this is the result. Yeah. So I have to experience it at an accelerated rate. But the byproduct of that is that I develop.
It looks even worse as well if now a year from now, your life is physically the same. Brother. All this talking. All this talking. Brother. All this preaching. And no results.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you're not up yet.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. People that talk the talk but don't walk the walk is wild.
It's crazy. And on the flip side though, is also there's an era of, let's say, confidence and strength, right? If a year's time we aren't actually up, but then we still jump on this podcast and be like, okay, guys, we said we were going to be here this time last year, but we're not, and here's why.
I called it. I want Sauce got spilled on 10K by the end of the year. We're almost on 10K on TikTok.
I'm so scared. That one.
I called it. And I said it. And I'll honestly say, if come the end of the year, we're on 4,000, 6,000, 2,000, whatever it is, all I'm going to do is I'm going to look, I'm going to evaluate, I'm going to action for 2023.
And that's the one. And we just we give you guys that transparency, right? We don't say, oh, we want it to be on 10K, but only on 2K. But yeah, next year. We'll also break it down on what went wrong, why things didn't go the way it did, where we went wrong, where did we cut corners, blah, blah, blah. Did we over-exaggerate? Did we overshoot? Just so we can also help you and ourselves to be like, okay, the way we planned, the way we thought, the way we looked into the future was incorrect here, here, and here. You know what I mean? So it's almost a real life view of what's in our minds.
Oh, it blows my mind. Like, we stick to this, which we will, and a year or whatever down the line, and everything is really up, and it's been said, and then we literally showed the whole process. We spoke out the whole process. Bro, if that happens, that's gonna be crazy.
Brother? What do you mean? If this guy, you see, look, he's a joke, man. He's a joke, man. But yeah, that's what we're doing. When we're saying turn left, turn right, here's a crossroad, left or right, left or right. But the reality is, obviously, as I was once a viewer watching The Roommates, it's also up to you to also build your own story and to make your own decisions, right? It's not about you copy and pasting us exactly the same way, but it's more about, understanding why we make those decisions and the way we think. That's if anything, that's what we want you guys to take away from these videos that we do. It's about figuring out for yourself how to think and how to make the decisions. When you're in bed, but you've been telling yourself, oh, I really want to go gym. Then you think back to the videos we do, and then you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym because, when Sia was struggling for this reason, he done this to get himself out of the gym. So I'm going to do something similar to get myself out of the gym. That is what's going to give me the most pleasure, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, a few people requested us to kind of talk about a couple of things in regards to self-discipline, and then you can kind of add some of them yourself. So one thing they said was cold showers in relation to self-discipline. So what would you... I'll take this one.
Yeah, because you do that.
Yeah, I don't do it, but
you do cold shower.
But I just understand that the benefit. Benefit of cold shower. So basically, if you guys don't know, there's this guy called Andrew Huberman. He does the Huberman Labs, but there's like a gazillion other people that talk about dopamine, hormones, and X, Y, and Z. So essentially, what cold showers does is it releases this hormone called dopamine, which gives you the sense of pleasure, sense of motivation in your brain to the same levels as sex. So basically, a bar of chocolate, when you eat a bar of chocolate, it releases, I think, like 0.5 units of dopamine in your mind. When you have sex, it releases 1.5 units of dopamine in your mind. When you have a cold shower, it releases 1.5 units as well. The interesting thing about cold showers versus sex is that when you have sex, like, you know, when you're penetrating, having sex, whatever, it gives you a spike of dopamine, and then you get a drop as well. Yeah. And then basically what happens is that when you have a spike, you need to have a crash, but the crash goes below base level to then return. So that's why, like, after you nut, you feel empty, you feel worthless, because you had that spike and now you have that drop, right? So with something like a cold shower, going to the gym, these naturally releasing positive kind of actions, what it does is it slowly releases dopamine throughout the period of, I think it's like 2 to 3 hours after your shower. So instead of having an immediate spike, you have a 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.6. So what you tend to find, and people in the comments, if you're still watching, comment down below like how it feels once you get out of the shower. When you have a cold shower, it's like it's cold, it's freezing X, Y, and Z. But then as soon as you get out, you feel rejuvenated, you feel warm.
Fresh.
You know what I mean? Like, remember when you guys done the ice bath challenge? Pete was talking about, wow, like I feel so good now, I want to go back in. It's because it's that feeling that it gives you afterwards. So it's like, you can do it. Is it necessary, you know, for a showcase of self-discipline? Not really. But if it's something that gives you that routine, gives you that structure of, oh, I'm going to have a cold shower first thing in the morning. So that way, when I go back to bed, I'll be like, okay, what did I do today? Oh, I woke up and had a cold shower, tick, I smashed my day today, kind of stuff. So it's not essential, you know, it's not going to make or break you. There's famous people that do cold showers. There's famous people that don't do cold showers. But more than anything, you know, it's something that you can add into your repertoire. Even if you say, okay, by the end of the month, I'm going to have a cold shower because I'm very anxious about doing a cold shower, and you just casually gauge it, you know.
Really good for sports people as well. You know, obviously, know, for recovery, ice baths and everything. If you go sauna, you should be doing ice baths.
Yeah, as a norm. Cool. So that was ice baths. Literally got 2 more, and any more if you want to add. Waking up at 4 a.m.
Pack it up.
Talk to me.
There's no need. No, everyone.
Only real CEOs wake up.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Everyone is different. I promise you. Do that whole wake up at 4 a.m. and rise and grind
I'm
and do your
while you're
work.
sleeping.
Nah, get out of it, man. Get out of it. Because not everyone does that. Not everyone. Everyone's different. It depends on your times. It depends on your timetable. What matters is how many hours sleep you get. There's no reason for you to be sleeping more than 8 hours. And I think because it's normal. If you're like a pro athlete, you might sleep 8 hours and then you nap throughout the day. Part of recovery, all that stuff. If you're a normal dude, there's no need for you to be sleeping or do that. There's no need for you to be sleeping more than 8 hours. And then think about that. So if you go to bed at midnight, you can wake up at 8 a.m. Now just take it back to 10, wake up at 6 and so on. Or if you want 7 hours. Like me, I go to bed at midnight and I wake up at 7 a.m.
Crazy.
And I can get everything I need done in the day. I'm not tired and all that.
You feel rejuvenated.
Yeah, so at 4 a.m. So yeah, you're on site. Do you still wake up?
No,
what time?
First of all, this is not me. This is the people.
Okay.
The people.
That brother or sister on site.
No, they were just asking for advice. Like,
Go bed. Wake up at normal hours.
But me, I wake up early because of necessity.
What time do you wake up now?
About 5.
You go to bed what time?
Now it's about 10:30.
See, 7 hours.
Yeah. So it's just literally the
Is
reason why.
7 hours? 11, 12. Yeah, 7 hours.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
7, 8 hours.
The reason why I wake up, let's say at 5 a.m. is literally because I function better in the morning than at nighttime. Like at nighttime, I'm pooped, whatever.
Yeah, switch off.
And I like to be tired for when I fall asleep.
Yeah.
But then when I wake up, I get shit done. But there's no difference between me and him. Like where I wake up at 5, cool, I'm waking up earlier than him. But he goes to bed at midnight, and I go to bed at 10.
7 hours.
So
everyone, that's it.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, this whole situation of waking up at 5 a.m. it doesn't mean that you're going to be more successful or less successful.
It's what you do with your hours. That's all it is. Because most people do that whole wake up at 5 a.m. so that they can, let's say, have breakfast and then be in the gym before work and then get to work and then whatever. But those people will do less in the evening. That's all it would be. You do more in the morning, less
unless they don't do less in the evening.
Unless, and then they mash and work then. But then again, it's dependent on you on if that's sustainable.
Yeah, because it might work on Monday, but Thursday.
Yeah, like, ain't it, man?
And remember when I told him as well that when I used to like sleep 6 hours and it would work for like a week, yeah. And I remember by week 2,
Crash. I used to do it as well. I tried it as well when I was experimenting with my timetable. I would try the whole wake up at 5, read for an hour, go gym, and then get on with the day, and then go sleep at 10 or whatever. And it's like, for me, the 7 hours thing, if I was to move my body clock from 11 to 6, I won't feel the same. Everyone, like I said, everyone's different. Me waking up at 7 a.m. and going to sleep at 12 is the most comfortable thing for me and my day-to-day schedule. So yeah, I think just see what you've got to do in a day and plan it out.
Male and female, yeah. Cool.
Male and female.
One final one for me. This one's a fun. So the last one they put was celibacy. But I hear it. You laugh.
Do I hear it or do I not?
Hear it. So for me, I understand. Let me tell you
I get it.
For me.
Yeah.
So for me, I wouldn't go as far as calling it celibacy, right? But taking a step back from dating and trying to chase the opposite gender or attracting the opposite gender so you can focus on your shit.
I think standard, that's what you should be doing anyway. I don't think you should ever be searching.
Whoa.
I don't think you should ever be looking.
No, I said chasing or attracting, my brother.
Or attractive.
There you go.
No, but you should attract naturally.
Yeah, but then celibacy is to prevent that.
Isn't celibacy just no sex?
Basically no sex.
Yeah,
so what
no
you
sex.
just okay, talk to
no,
me.
because you're saying about just on dating and all that.
Oh yeah, I'm extremist. Sorry, never mind. Yeah, but just
celibacy, just no sex.
No, but so why are you talking to the opposite sex?
What? How did you get there?
Because I said not just celibacy, the whole shibizzle, but you're saying just celibacy. So then why would you be talking with the opposite sex?
What the hell? Where did you get that question from? No, where did you get that question from?
No, because okay, so talk to me.
So look, you said when you said about celibacy, and then you explained it, you started talking about dating and all that stuff. I said that you shouldn't be focusing on like dating people and all that anyway. You should be doing you.
Agreed.
And then attract whatever comes.
Okay.
But celibacy is just no sex. So now we're saying, do we think celibacy, no sex, is good or not? Yeah, we didn't get to that.
Talk to me then.
Do I think? Because see with me, I thought about it. I thought about when I've been happiest and highest performing in life.
Bro,
I've been at my highest performance when I've been getting regular cheeks.
Brother.
Bro, and life is good.
Brother, every Friday?
So why do I need to be? Because I've gone periods. I've gone 6 months and all that. I've gone time without sex.
I can't lie to you. Here's what it is. It's got to be the same person.
It has to be healthy. That's what it has to be healthy. You have to be in a good, healthy setup. That's what I think.
I would say, look, first of all, let's touch on women. I would say for you ladies, at max, just be fucking with the same guy. Don't be fucking a rotation of guys. Fuck the same guy. You know, who am I to tell you?
No, but what if that's for them?
This is
What if they got their rotation?
But this is what I'm saying. For your best focus, for your best peace of mind, because you know what? I need to get a female here.
Because I can't talk for females. I don't know what they're going.
My apologies. Yeah. You know what we're gonna do? Let me see if I can get a female to jump on this pod next week and let her explain to us how she performs her best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a sexual partner or without. Because as a guy, I'm telling you, hands down, I think I perform better with a sexual partner. Yeah. I'm just a lot more composed.
Just at peace.
Yeah. I'm more at peace. I'm more at peace. Yeah.
At peace. Like let me not talk about what I got. But
you got is present tense is crazy.
Bleep that.
Present tense is crazy.
But I'm just I'm because right now I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm locked in and loaded. And when I'm down bad, when I
can't concentrate.
When I don't have a babes, I can't concentrate. But on the other hand, what I've also noticed though is when I go a prolonged period of time, I'm just as focused.
Because you've broken through.
That's the thing.
Now you're disciplined.
There you go.
I hear that for you.
It's getting to that phase
Yeah.
is the problem.
Nah, because for me, nah.
Nah.
There is no. It's never ending. I think the longer it. Yeah, I'm just more at peace, bro. Like I said, I don't care about the process. I just want results. I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm not the same.
It's not the same.
Nah.
Hey, look, with different people, different people,
Yeah.
but results, nonetheless. So for you, male and females, whatever you do it for you. Whatever works for you, because as we've said, right now we have different ways of getting the same result.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we get the result, and that's the most important thing. And obviously, I'd say fall in love with the process. But yeah, what do I know? For you, do you have anything else that you wanted to add in relation to like self-discipline? Anything that indicates self-discipline? Anything to create self-discipline? Anything like that?
No, nothing that we haven't said already, man.
Nothing, man.
At the very end of the day, just do stick it out until it becomes a habit, or at least until you see results, and that can happen at any time. Evaluate along the way,
and then you create that positive feedback loop, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, make sure you press that like button. Okay.
Also, we're on. We never say it, but
Nobody's gonna see this.
We never say it, but we're actually on Spotify. I think we're on all of the streaming services as well. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of that.
Yo, can you just start that one again so you can clip it?
Also, yeah, we're on all of the streaming services. We never actually say it, but we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I think Google Play, all of them. We're on all of them. So if you listen to us on there, can you remember to leave a review, like the whole 5 stars? Say something nice because you love us, and then because it helps boost us. Thank you very much.
Awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been your boy Bongs.
It's been Shay Ventures,
and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.